Hello everyone, my name is Andrew from DB Services, and today I'm going to be covering a new product that Claris recently released called the Claris MCP. So MCP, for the uninitiated, stands for Model Context Protocol, and what this is a basic standardized AI communication method, I think set up in 2024, that allows for AI assistants and chatbots to basically integrate with your own personalized data set. So what this means in the FileMaker environment is basically you can have these chatbots integrate directly into your FileMaker data source and read all that information and then summarize it, make charts, spit out files, what have you, but using your actual FileMaker data. And what they did, which is really nice, is they made it really simple to set up. It's very easy, requires no coding knowledge like JavaScript, just some basic settings, some copy pasting, and it's really quick and up and running. So it's really cool. I'd love to show it off today. I'm going to be using Claude Desktop because that's the one that they largely recommend or have the most testing with at the time. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. You're free to use other things if you'd like, but without further ado, let's jump into it. So first step, create a Claris ID account if you haven't already. I already have one set up, but if you'd like to, you can go to myclaris.com, and from there you should be able to say create an account. Please follow the steps, and you should be off to the races. From there, you need to log into Claris Studio, which is another offering that Claris has. And in the users module, you see over here, you need to make sure that your user, if you are part of a team, is a manager. Basically, this gives you access to the web AI workspace console, which you're going to need to basically set up all the settings. From there, you're going to need to have the file. I'm going to be using this one that I have today, but a file of your choosing or this file hosted on FileMaker server 22.02 or newer. That's very important. It will not work if it's not on a version older than this. But just to show it off, I have FileMaker server running here. I have 22.02, 204 up and running. This is where the file is hosted. And then while you're here, you actually have another step, so you might as well follow along. Make sure that the FileMaker data API is enabled, as well as the OData connector. A lot of the API calls, or AI will be using API calls effectively to gather the data, so you need to make sure that this is on. Similarly, whatever user you're going to give credentials to, I usually recommend making one dedicated account, but I'm just going to be using my own for the time being for the sake of brevity. Whatever account you're going to be authenticating with for the AI, make sure that you have the FM REST and FM OData privilege sets enabled. Otherwise, it will not be able to perform the calls. And that's more or less the high-level setup. From there, you need to go to the Claris AI workspace console to basically set up the rest of the MCP, but they made it super easy. So from here, we're going to hit get started. We're going to give it a name. I'm just going to call it FileMaker today. And then we're going to add in a connection. So I'm just going to call it something really simple. I have to give it now the name of the domain in which this file is hosted, which is on our cloud server. And then I'm also going to give it my username and password for that account that I have adjusted the credentials for. I just realized I had a typo, so let's fix that. Hopefully you will have better luck than me. So now I have this file. You have to select the file that you want to authenticate with. I'm using this MCP demo file, so I'm going to hit next. And then from here, you can specifically grant tables that it has access to. I'm just going to be operating on the company table, so I'm just going to pick one. You can search if you have many or just select all. And then lastly, you can also have it run scripts, which is very interesting. So if you want your AI agent to be running select scripts from within your file, you may do that. I'm going to skip this for now. And then it's going to think for a second or process. And then from there, you have these basic tools that come with the adding of a table. So if you added multiple tables, you get around 6 commands per. So if I added 2, there'd be 12 of these. And these are like base commands that are available. So that comes with importing a table. So you can update a company record, you can find them, you can create them, you can delete them. Those are like the basic tools that come with. Now, before we move forward, at this point, you're free to like disable any tools. So for example, if I don't want the ability for my AI assistant to delete company records, you would disable it here. And then from there, you can move this along for testing and deployment. So with that, we have configured it. We have enabled the settings, and then we have now, this last part, updated the context to be deployed. So now it's basically ready for use, and we have one last step, this configuration button here. It's going to open this window. Do not share any of this information with anybody. It is akin to like an API key or a password. Consider it sensitive data, so do not save any of this information. But go to the server file tab over here, and copy the bottom section if you're using Claude, the one titled proxy configuration command based. Close this, and from here we're now going to open Claude Desktop. So I have Claude Desktop over here, and I'm going to go to the settings section, developer, and this edit config section over here. So this basically opens a directory to a JSON file. Double click that, open it, replace everything with this new thing that was given to us. And then from there, all you have to do is restart Claude. So I'm going to close Claude really quick and restart it. And then from here, it should now have access to your FileMaker dataset. So in this file, I just have a really simple company database. Has some basic information like revenue, some contact information, types of sources, that sort of stuff. So I can ask, what's the total revenue of all of my customers? So whenever you ask, or it prompts to search through your table, you can have, it'll basically tell you how to, that it's going to be searching it, and you can approve it granularly every single time, or you can, allow it all the time. But basically from there, it is now totaling, or basically running operations on this database. It's really cool. Another example I'd like to do is, what are all my follow-ups this week? Let's rephrase it a little bit. Who are all my customers that I need to follow up with this week? And what is their contact, or what is their email? Let's try something like that. So you can also do more complex operations, such as this. So I'm going to allow it once more. So now it's basically searched everything inside the database based on the follow-up date, and also returned like the email address in which I would be able to, follow up with a specific customer if I'm running follow-ups or anything like that. So yeah, it's really neat. I implore you to give it a go, and if you are interested in implementing this and need some assistance, please feel free to reach out at us at dbservices.com. All right, thank you everyone. Have a good day.